I used to wear earrings all the time because I had an addiction to accessories. I had to deal with that addiction because I would just be having them to be having them. So when I left the US, I did like this big purge, and then there were certain earrings that I kept. And a lot of the earrings that I kept were one, lightweight, so made out of wood, and then Afrocentric, if you will, right? So this is an ankh. So the ankh actually is a symbol. I graduated from Fisk University, and our campus has an ankh built into the fabric of the campus. And so an ankh has always been a symbol that just kind of felt homey, if you will, like you're wherever you went to college, that is usually like homecoming, so it feels like home or whatever. The Ankh symbol, sometimes referred to as the key of life or the key of the now, is representative of eternal life in ancient Egypt. So it's the eternal life part. So they were telling us like they're birthing us out here into the world, right? Fisk University historically has been a hub of social action and social justice, and many of the movements, the civil rights movement happened there. W.B. Du Bois is one of our distinguished and prestigious alumnus. That is the only statue actually of a person that is on the campus is W.B. Du Bois. And so anyway, it is very like historical and rooted in all the things, right? So the Ankh is something that they reference. I don't know if they still do this, but back in my day, we had an orientation that was very extensive on the campus, and like they really went into depth about the history that was there on the campus. So the Ankh has always felt like home. Listen, this morning I was getting ready, and then I was like, it's Black History Month. And then I remembered that I have earrings, and I was like, oh, I could just go basic black, you feel me? Put Raina up, okay? And then we could throw the Ankh earrings on, and then we could talk about, the things. But also, this the other thing. These people out here calling me a witch. I really can't even wrap my mind around that right now. That is blowing my full ass mind. I'm talking like blowing the top off. I need to put an effect here because what do y'all think I'm doing? The comment in the chat says, who said that? It was a whole thing on Sunday on So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. She, the other day, was talking about, she was like, people are trying to figure out what you're doing. And she was like, there are people that think that you're a witch. And I was like, that don't apply to me. And then I started thinking
I'm
a
like,
little
you don't think
harder.
so?
And then I was like, really? That's what people. And I had this moment of like, that is really interesting. But then also, so that pastor had told me I was going to be in the wilderness, you know.
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah.
so then that, because then I'm like, well, yeah, then I guess so, right? And
Like they
also
must.
because we can make so many excuses for the rituals that are present in Christianity and just like act like those are
Nobody
not
thinks
rituals,
like those are
right?
rituals. Like, what do you think you're doing?
And
You're
then
literally
so
eating the body. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
the history of accusing people of being witches and the Salem witch trials and the Spanish Inquisition and like all of that. And all of that goes back to our cultural and indigenous practices, right? So then
Correct.
I was like, oh, I do be talking about that stuff. So then maybe in that
They
context, people do
they
be thinking
probably
it.
do.
So this
And you're
morning,
planty and all the things. Go ahead.
oh, plants is a big
Well,
thing.
because you know, like you're searching and actively using the plants for their medicinal
Actual
properties, like
purposes.
that is
Mm-hmm.
what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just as a core practice of this is what the
Mm-hmm.
earth is supposed to do and provide for you in abundance. Like,
But this is the thing. I do have an episode. It's one of these early episodes. And the title of the episode is Who Told You That Was Witchcraft? Because I really do think that we need to understand words and understand how words have been weaponized and who words have been attached to over the course of history. One of my favorite plays is The Crucible, and it was written about the Salem witch trials, which was a very real event that occurred. And I actually was in the Crucible. It's one of the last things that I did, definitely in theater. It was one of the last things I did before I left Florida. But I played Tituba, who was the Bayesian enslaved person of this family. So I didn't like to read when I was in school, okay? And I also didn't like history. I was very much math and science brained. I used to do it because I had to do it, but I did not like to do it until I got to AP English. And shout out to Miss Oubre because instead of her being like, we're going to read Romeo and Juliet, she was like, girl, it's these two kids, right? They neighbors. And they families don't like each other, right? But they still sitting here talking about that they gonna still be together. And girl, why they out here running around doing all sorts of things, girl? Then the family found out, girl. The family so she was like leading with the story, right? And it was the first time that I was like, girl, where? Give me the book. She led with the story and like the relevance of why we're reading this as opposed to the structure of the linguistic dialogue. And it really resonated with me. And so, English, my junior and senior year, I took in a lot of the classics that I otherwise would have given the real middle finger to, okay? Because I did not care about any of it. So, The Crucible was one of those stories. So, one, she told us it was real. It happened in Salem, Massachusetts, which is in the United States of America, around 1600 something or other. And basically, what happened is there were some little white girls that was in the woods dancing around fire and conjuring and trying to do whatever they thought that they was finna do. And because this was a Puritan culture during this time, they were caught. And then what the girls did is they blamed it on Tituba, who was the black slave that was in the house. They blamed it on Tituba that it was her. She's a witch. That's what happened. And so it started this wildfire of people accusing people of being witches for different things. So it's always stuck with me. Like it's been something that I've always thought very interesting. And over time, this concept of the word and who the word is placed upon makes you start asking questions. And the more that we learn about history and the more that we understand how religion has been an oppressive force, the more we can understand how, of course, they targeted the person who was enslaved, the person who had ancestral roots, the person who, has a deeper connection to God than any of these people who claim to embrace Christianity and Puritanism ever had. Of course, they would label that as witchery. But even in that, my concept of that word, to me, the word witch has always meant someone who practices evil and someone who is casting spells and like I do not do that at all. So it seems like really it doesn't seem to fit. But then what happened on So You Don't Put Stuff on Your Grilled Cheese is that they were talking in the chat and they were like, no, I think about witches as people who are intuitive and people who understand the fullness and bigness of God. And then somebody was like, and plants. And I was like, plants too? Like, oh my God, like this is so crazy. But this is my thing. I'm a scientist. My degree is in biology. So, of course, I understand. This has always been my thing, like with energy and crystals. My birthday is Valentine's Day, right? I'm an Aquarius, and the gemstone for Aquarius is the amethyst. I started getting curious about why people were saying that people are worshiping crystals because I was like, how does one worship a crystal? And then so I started asking questions, right? And then I'm like, it's not that people are worshiping crystals, people are using the energy that crystals hold. Now, I'm a scientist, right? So that means that I understand that every single thing is made of matter and atoms. And what makes something a solid is that things are vibrating in a fixed position. What makes something liquid is that they're flowing across each other. And what makes it a gas is that it's moving freely, right? Hello, sixth grade science. We learned this a long time ago. Because I'm a scientist, I understand that everything has energy, everything. So, why would this thing that comes from the earth not have energy? And if you have energy and this thing has energy, energy is going to interact with each other. So, why are y'all calling that the devil? I don't understand. That is just basic science. I taught this to my sixth graders. Right. So, the more that you begin to understand energy and the more that you dive into the science of it all, it only just makes sense. The other thing, it was really interesting to see different types of rituals and practices, right? So in Catholicism, they use holy water, and it's holy because they said so. The types of churches that I was in, they were using olive oil. And I was always curious, like, well, where you get the holy oil from? Like, where you buy it at the store? Like, how you make it? Is there a holy oil store? Like, I'm like, where do you get it? Come to find out, is from the Food Lion, and they praying over it. So now it's holy. So then, how you gonna say that somebody else can't say a prayer and that's gonna be witchcraft? I don't understand. Because that would be the same thing, wouldn't it? They talk about burning sage in the Bible. So why are y'all saying that that's witchcraft? The people are out here saying that I'm a witch because I own plants and I have a sound bowl, which again, sound is energy. Like they're literal sound waves. Why would you not? What is wrong with these people? The chat said I need to stop because I'm making too much sense. I'm gonna just stop there and let's go ahead on and get the show started. Hey y'all, I'm Kimberlyn, and this is the Frolicking Truth, a soft space for Black women who are tired, brilliant, and ready to heal. Here, joy meets justice. We calm our Black ass nervous systems, we unmask, and we leave behind whatever that is trying to kill us. You're seen here, you're safe here, and you don't have to do this alone. First off, I want to say happy Black History Month. Power to the people. I look so cute. I need to take pictures today. Do y'all tell y'all's friends that? Set the camera up and snap you some shots today because you're looking good, sis. So, hey, y'all, come on in here, child, and find a comfortable spot. Take a seat, strap in. I'm grateful to have y'all here. This is episode 37 of the Frolicking Truth podcast for Black women who are tired, brilliant, and ready to heal, where joy meets justice and nervous systems get free. It is okay if you don't identify with any of those descriptors. It just means that when you come ready to listen, ready to learn, and ready to support. So it's Black History Month. And I wanted to challenge myself this month to learn some new things. To learn some new things. So y'all know that I am an educator, and I started education in 2006. So this would be the 20th year that I've been in education. And the more that I understand about the world and the more that I understand about the school system and watching how things are evolving, and also, y'all know I have spoken very freely about the things that I experienced. I'm really, really aware of how much they are erasing history and how disconnected the children of today are from the things that have happened over the course of the life of the place called the United States of America. And it makes me wonder what I didn't learn, because I'm certain that there were things that I did not learn because I'm still learning things every day. So I've challenged myself throughout this month to get really intentional about researching new things or listening to different types of podcasts, or, like actually digging into the story behind the story about things, because it's a lot. It's a lot that has been erased. And it's a lot that is actively being erased. And so I know a lot of times people that are in my age group. So I am about to be 45 years old, y'all. I gotta say, okay, hold on. Let me write myself a note in the chat so I don't forget about that. Okay. But I'm about to be 45 years old, and there's there's so much that I have seen and learned and experienced, yet there is so much that I just really, really, really don't know. And so I want to be able to speak from a knowledgeable place about the things that may have been buried or hidden, because we losing recipes. Like literally, like we're literally losing understanding. So, for example, when I was growing up, we Roots, the drama series, I don't know what you call it, the historical docu-series, I'm gonna call it. Roots was like, you have to watch this. It was something that your family sat down and watched, and they used to play it on BET all the time, and it was just on. Now, Roots then evolved into, I believe it's Queen, which followed Alex Haley's mother. And like, so it was this whole thing. But that was a part of like the understanding, some of the understanding of our history. Then you had to watch Amistad and Rosewood. And one of my favorite, and I'm saying favorite, and I hate that I'm saying favorite, but one of my favorite civil rights movement movies, if you will, that used to come on all the time. It was called A Long Walk Home, and Whoopi Goldberg was in it. And it was about the Montgomery bus boycott. And then there was another movie about the Little Rock Nine that used to come on, the Ernest Green story, I think was the name of it. But like, those things aren't coming on anymore, right? A lot of this stuff happened on public broadcasting television. I don't know if y'all know about the series Eyes on the Prize. It was also around the civil rights movement. So while I didn't really care about a lot of that history, y'all, let me tell you the history I did care about, the history that mattered to Black people. Now that I was listening. It's actually interesting. There were two things in history that I used to be like, now I'll talk about this, was the Holocaust and Black history. I'm listening. Because what now? Because these things were not in the books, or they would be a paragraph in the book. And thank God, shout out to Miss Bayham. Now, Miss Bayham was my history teacher, my AP American History and AP Civics teacher. Okay. Now, Miss Bayham used to do what Miss Oubre used to do. Oh, y'all wasn't here for that conversation. Y'all got to go back for that. But anyway, Miss Bayham, girl, she would also talk to us about the story that wasn't captured on this page. What else happened here? Ask more questions. Go see, go and um go learn and ask more, right? So the comment says that's the downside to streaming. Yeah. So like these things were just coming on. And so now you have to actively go and seek them out if they are available. So the kids of today are not really understanding all of the things that have happened over the course of time that is why we not shopping at Target. Right? Even if, and I've been very like, the way that the Target boycott was rolled out, I did not agree with it, but whatever, down to capitalism altogether. Also used to have a Target addiction and, glad I don't have access anymore. So whatever. But the kids today don't have that understanding. And so if we, my generation, the 45-year-olds, the aunties, if we're not passing down this stuff, how they supposed to know? How they supposed to know? And people will say, ain't y'all learning this in school? No, no, no. They're not teaching this in school. They haven't been teaching this in school for a long time. Just like they don't teach kids how to think in school. Let me get off of that soapbox because I get real passionate because y'all be saying y'all care about kids and y'all don't really be caring about kids. Because if you cared about kids, we would be looking at the things that affect kids. I'm gonna put this down right now, but I'm gonna pick it back up probably this evening when I record for Heal That Shit. Let me look over here in this chat. It says before you didn't really have a chance when those movies came on, so we locked in. We have so many options now. None are about our history. Yes, correct. And we have to recognize that so that we can take that into our own mouths, into our own platforms, so that we're able to utilize um the power of community, and it's not just oral tradition because that's what used to happen back in the day why things got lost because it was only passed down orally, it wasn't written. We have the power to document our stories so that they can understand, but if we're not doing that, we cannot be upset at the younger generation that they don't get it. But despite all of that, them babies bow it. Them babies about it, baby. I seen a video this morning where a MAGA man showed up to a high school and put his hands on one of the students, and baby, them kids beat that man ass. Oh, they beat him down. Oh, they beat him down. Beat him down. And rightfully so. And rightfully so. We're not angry enough, and this is not what this episode is about today, but I just really, we're not angry enough. And I really, and when I say angry, anger moving into action and understanding, get serious about what you're supposed to be doing. Get serious about what you're supposed to be doing because every single one of us owns a lane of responsibility for the movement. Every single one of it, especially if you down here to this podcast. Now, shout out to the lurkers in Pennsylvania, girl. They bad. Hello. And yes, I'm still talking and I'll continue talking. So thanks for checking in. And go ahead and like the video while you at it. Then leave me a little comment or something. All right. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm doing too much. I'm pulling up my notes. I have been trying to readjust my routines because the people are coming. Who are the people? I was just fussing at y'all. Like you gotta get understand your role. The people are coming that are saying, I'm ready to understand because I need to make some intentional moves. And it makes me so excited because a lot of times this is the thing. So my spiritual gifts for impacting people, one of which is a prophet. Okay. And I don't really use the term prophet, it's a heart revealer. And so I am tasked with awakening us to what God is saying and what God wants us to be able to do to position ourselves so that we are in formation, if you will, to be able to support the revolution that is actively happening. And that comes with ups and downs, pros and cons, right? Y'all don't be trying to hear me when I be talking about serious things. And because sometimes it be like, hey, red alert, get your shit together. But then other times it's very much like, and also I'm bringing the people that need to be aligned with this movement. So I've told you all that Shekinah and I are working together and we created Found Her Future Collective. And it came out of conversations about what our role is and what we are uniquely positioned to do and how we are able to support other women in building these platforms to be able to hold on to all that history that I was just talking about. Because again, each of us has a slice, each of us, and each of us is responsible for our slice. Even if that slice is just you and your family and your lineage, that's a slice and that matters, right? So, anyway, in those conversations, we developed Found Her Future and we've been getting applications. And I am just excited because I feel like oh y'all, this is why I'm talking to the Patreon right now. Y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. The rest of y'all not gonna know. Also, I'm in a sorority, y'all. I'm in a sorority. And so of course, I'm out here in the wilderness again. Anyway, I feel like I'm bringing in a line. I feel like I'm bringing in a line. I feel like I am equipping people through cohorts that are really going to understand what sisterhood actually means and feels like and what it looks like to actively support people that you care about and to actually show up. Like, I am just I'm just so excited and encouraged. So I'm not going to reveal like who the people are yet. I think I don't know. I don't know how far because I love a good theme. So we might have to have names and code names and all that kind of stuff. Oh my God, this could be so cute. Oh my God. But anyway. But I'm really, really excited about the women who are aligning with us and the people who are working in the background to make all of this happen. I just can't wait for you all to see what's happening. So I'm going to be sharing different clips from, and I might do one a week, or I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but the people that are coming through Found Her Future and the people that are connected to the ecosystem, they up in the ante, baby. They showing up on the YouTubes, honey, making content, like upgrading sets, like it's all kind of stuff that's happening. And I'm just so excited, right? So let me tell y'all about Shekinah. And that's why I've been calling Spy Kid over here in the chat. Also, let's talk sis. Okay, this girl, I'm gonna put a clip in here so y'all can see the upgrades and all of this stuff she done figured out just being out here on this internet.
To it. Let's talk. Okay, so as you can see, we have upgraded the set. Okay, just a few small, minor, major improvements. I was looking at it last year and I'm just like, I tried. Okay, I did try. I did make an effort, but it just was looking a little sad. I wanted something a little more moody, a little more grown, a little more elevated. Okay, so we've added some lighting. We had some greenery. Okay, but we've, decorated it a little bit more. We've added some backlighting, a little ambiance for the girls. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me how you feel. And if you're a designer or have a knack for design or set design, please let me know. Give me some ideas on what you think. Maybe I can add, take away, subtract to the set just to kind of add to those vibes that we're trying to go for. Your girl is 30 now, okay? She's real grown. And I want to reflect that, in the set and in the things that we're doing.
Because I done told y'all I'm 45, okay? And so listen, Auntie know what she know, okay? And but also I could still learn. But also Auntie know what she know. Okay. And I don't be knowing all the things, nor do I really be having time to sit down and actually figure it out. Like it's different to learn it and like go through the process. Okay, I see that. But to like start from scratch, that be feeling like a lot. But when you got a spy kid on your team, this girl, she been over there doing the things. So the Let's Talk Sis podcast universe will be intersecting here a lot. So we are planning on some things and I'm excited about it. Okay. I know one we have on Thursdays, we have a co-working. Now this is down there to the TikTok. Okay. And but also it's people down there to the TikTok. So I do realize that we need to have a presence everywhere because people are everywhere and people are actively looking to be a part of communities that they know are safe. It is an active revolution going on right now. I just, again, need y'all to tap in. So anyway, child, I'm gonna be going down there to the TikTok, child, and we'll start with co-working sessions. So they'll be on Thursdays at 12. I think we're doing 12 to 2 Eastern. So y'all can come and hang out with us, and I'm gonna probably be editing, or we might be looking at, oh, look how to make clips or whatever. So also, if you're a content creator, listen, come on down, okay? All right, I keep getting sidetracked. Keeping it sidetracked. So with Found Her Future, we're just really, really excited to be able to open the door for different types of creators, people that have different types of passions. So one of the people that's coming on board, her specialty is in Africana studies, and she has lived in various countries across the world, and particularly on the continent of Africa. So the global impact that we are making, I don't know if y'all understand. I really don't. And I be trying to put it into words, but sometimes it just be a lot. So this is what I need y'all to do. This is what I really need y'all to do. I told y'all my birthday coming up, right? Okay, so this is what I need y'all to do for my birthday. I need you to go to patreon.com/minding my black ass business. And I need you to at least join the free subscription to the archive. Okay? That's what I need y'all to do. And then I'm gonna put a chat there that you can say, hey, so I know like who the people are and like all of that. I will say that free is going to be limited. You're not going to be able to get everything. You're not going to be able to be in on all the conversations, okay? But you will at least get notifications so that when you are ready, that you can pay $5 a month to get into the archive and decide what your slice of the pie that you're keeping alive is going to be. Okay, that's what I want for my birthday. I really would like for you all to do that. Okay, that would mean a lot to me because there's a lot that we need to talk about and there's a lot that we need to do to support each other. And we have all the gifts that we need within the collective. We really do. So I'm asking you if you are listening to this, come on. Okay, won't you just come? Come on. I don't remember what the altar call song was. I don't remember what it was down there to the church house. Okay, moving on. Um, So if you are interested in being a part of the internship, Found Her Future, please go to tinyurl.com/found her future. There you'll find a letter with more information, and then you can go ahead and fill out the application. The application is in depth because we want to really understand the type of environment that you need to be most successful, as well as what you are bringing into the collective. Okay, so tinyurl.com/found her future. Now, you might be saying to yourself, I love that, girl. And also, I don't really have space to be able to barter services and, do all that. But I do want to be able to understand my spiritual gifts. I do want to be able to understand my purpose. What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo-woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw, it's the fingerprint of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So now I need you to go to dyd25.com. Somebody put in the chat global impact. There are people across the world who have gone through this program who are now calling me and like, I'm ready. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all this before I get back to that. So I certify life coaches, right? And this is what I want to say about life coaching, first of all, and then I'll get back to what I was about to talk about. So, life coaching is not like psychology, and it does not have a governing board that is over it, right? So, anybody can call themselves a life coach. They can go through a program or not. Like, it is not something that is monitored in that way. So, I think it's really important for people to understand that, because my certification program, I am very intentional about talking about the ethical parts of what it means to be a life coach. I am also very intentional that nobody is getting certified to be a life coach if they have not gone through Discover Your Destiny, because there needs to be a common language of understanding what your spiritual gifts are, because those spiritual gifts are going to show up in everything that you do. When I designed the certification program, also, I'm not just putting my name on anybody. That's what I need you to know too. Okay, I'm not putting my name on everybody. And if you ain't here for the right reasons, child, God bless you. I'm not doing that. So also that, all right. But I need to know and understand that anybody that is saying that they got certified through me, that they're not out trying to harm people. So ethics is really big for me. Checking bias is really huge for me. It's important for me that anybody, this is the other thing, I only certify life coaches who are melanated. So that means that they have some sort of connection back to the continent of Africa. Okay, now that comes in all shades and colors, but also must understand. Okay, so that's also really important, because this particular work is the work of those of us who are of the African diaspora, if you will. I feel like I got a lot of disclaimers I'm putting out here, but anyway, this is my point. When I'm certifying life coaches, the ethical portion is really, really important. That's not important to everybody. Everybody doesn't talk about that. So as you are thinking about, if you are thinking about becoming a life coach, and that is something that is important to you, that's the kind of questions that you need to be asking of the people that are saying that they can certify you. Also, I'm an educator and I write curriculum. That's what I do. That's what my master's degree is in. So I also have the ability to be able to support people in developing their curriculum because that is what I do. You know? Okay. All right. So anyway, if you are somebody who is thinking about wanting to be a life coach, you understand, or you don't necessarily know maybe who you're called to, but you're like, I know I want to go down that path. I need you to go ahead on and get connected to Discover Your Destiny. Okay. Because this cohort that we finna have, that's why I say I feel like I'm bringing in a line. I have people that are working on their life coach certification. I have people that are coming into Discover Your Destiny and that ecosystem for the first time. Y'all, we got some hitters. We got some hitters. And I just want y'all to be able to watch what's about to happen because I already see it. I already see it. There's elevation that is already happening. There's alignment that is happening. It is literally happening right in front of our faces. So I need you to get tapped in. Okay, if you're just sitting there watching and you saying inside, no, girl, now. Okay. So having said that, for Discover Your Destiny, I decided because my birthday coming up is that I'm going to do a birthday special. So usually the cost is $1,125 for the group class. I decided for my birthday that I'm going to make it $750. Okay, so if you reference this as I'm talking about this in here, then you will be able to get that deal. Okay, all right. Now, having said that, the window is closing soon. Okay, so the next cohort of Discover Your Destiny starts on March 5th. All right. So that means that by February, I'll give y'all to the 28th. I'll give y'all through the end of the month. By February 28th. Okay. Get on in there so we can get you registered so we can start this journey. Discover Your Destiny is 10 weeks. There are countless people that can speak for its impact. All right. So you can go to the website again, dyd25.com, and you can see some of the testimonials that are there. There are videos of testimonials from folks. So there are people, go ask somebody. Okay, now getting back to that. So I was counting earlier because, I'm an educator or whatever. And I was like, how many people have I had the opportunity to touch? Now, this is how this started. So I was sleeping last night and then I woke up at 4:44 a.m. And I looked at the date and I was like, it's February 4th. Now, four is my favorite number. This is going to be a bonus question one day, by the way. Um, when I pledged in my sorority, I'm also a number four. And then as I got more curious about four, because fours would show up in my life over time. And I was like, maybe this number really means something, right? And all numbers mean things. Again, in biblical significance. Numbers mean things, right? People talk about number 7 is completion, number 5 is grace, number 3 equals the Trinity, right? Like numbers mean things. So that's where I started with this number 4. And I was like, let me see what folks talking about, right? So I went and researched number 4. And 4 represents being grounded, it represents foundation, it represents trust. And that really resonated with me because those are things that I think over my life that I prided myself on being stable. And what's so wild, y'all, is over the past shit since probably since like 2019. I noticed all these fours showing up. I really resonate with 4. And I have been hearing in some readings that I have been listening to. This is why the people be calling me a witch, y'all. This is why. Um, there's a reader that I listen to. Her name is Natija Cave, and she's been calling up the number 4 as well. And I thought that that was just so interesting, right? And at some point, it kind of stops being a coincidence in my world. And it's just like, okay, God, what are you trying to say? And so when I woke up this morning, 4:44, February 4th, number four, oh my gosh, this is interesting. So I said to myself, I wrote down, I said, things are starting to feel more sturdy, and I don't even know where it's coming from. I just know that I've been sowing seeds. And then I started thinking, I said, I've mentored countless teachers and taught hundreds of children. And then I was like, let me try to count them up. So I spent 16 years in Hillsborough County Public Schools, right? The first 6 of those years, I was a classroom teacher. So each of those years, I had, let's say, 100 students. But I also taught or coached the STEP team. So that was another group of students that I didn't actively teach, but that was usually somewhere about, let's say, 10 per year. So just add 60 onto that. Whoever's doing the math, somebody likes crunching numbers. So that was the first 6 years. So then after that, I was a new teacher mentor. So each of those years, I did that for 4 years. So then I had maybe 25 teachers each year, but then I also had teachers that I only evaluated, right? But also my evaluations came with in-depth conversation and often lasting relationships because I really wanted them to be successful. So anyway, each of those 4 years, that was probably about 50 teachers. So that's about 200, right? But then I also started doing professional development. And professional development, now I'm teaching teachers K-12, right? And so I don't even know how to count those. Let's just say over the course of a year in professional development, I probably had a chance to teach, let's say maybe 200 teachers per year. So that's over the 8 years, right? Okay. And so then I left Pennsylvania. I left Florida and moved to Pennsylvania. And then I was working on the state level with, let's say, 10 school districts in depth, right? So now I'm talking to the administrators and the school board members and district level staff of 10 different school districts in Pennsylvania that each have anywhere between, let's say, 3 to 25 schools that they're responsible for, right? Now, I don't know how my numbers crunching person gonna do that, but then also in my own consulting practice, as well as in the coaching that I do currently, let's just add maybe another 50 teachers to that. Let's just say, right? Okay. So why did I go through all that? Because I was really trying to get myself to understand, I don't know where the blessing and connection is coming from, but the seeds that I have been sown across the US, have been sown across the world. And so, whoever the people are that are supposed to find me, I just want to make sure that those dots are being connected and that when they look up Kimberlyn Jackson, that they're able to find me because they'll tell you. Now, there'll be a lot of people too that'll tell you stuff like, I thought I was all that, and what other kind of stuff they say? They had to find out about what happened in my life on social media. They'll say that I just cut them off. All of that is true also. Okay. And then ask them, and what did you do? Because I bet you I got some receipts about what had happened. All right, so moving on to the next thing, girl. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, I'm looking in the comments. Somebody said, mine is 8. It represents infinite abundance and karmic balance. Biblically, new beginnings, as it is the day after the Sabbath. The number 8 is a very strong number as well. And then the other comment said, well, you are all that. I appreciate you, sis. Okay. All right. The last thing is the healing circle. The healing circle is going to be next Saturday, February 14th, that is Valentine's Day, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Our topic is self-love, and we're going to do breath work as well as a yoga flow to be able to connect back to our own spirits and what type of love makes us feel full and seen and appreciated, and what does that look like, and then how can we give that to ourselves? How can we give that to ourselves? Because sometimes we outsource that and we make it somebody else's responsibility to fill our love tank when it is our responsibility to make sure that our love tank is full, and then we give from our overflow. Okay, so that's what we'll be talking about during the healing circle. So I would love to have you there. It is a free space that you're able to come to. All you have to do is register. And if you go to tinyurl.com/Black Women Healing Circle, you can do that. This is a space that is solely for Black women. So if you are not a Black woman, please tell a Black woman about it, okay, no matter where she might live in the world. And directly after the healing circle, we are going to have my birthday episode of the Frolicking Truth. Yay! So that on February 14th, the Frolicking Truth will premiere at noon as opposed to 11 like it usually does. Okay. So we'll have the healing circle, then we'll go right into the Frolicking Truth next Saturday, which is, yes, my actual birthday. All right. I'm going to be 45 and I do have an Amazon birthday list. If you would like to purchase something for me, there's stuff on there like incense and essential oils. Y'all, I almost had a conniption this morning because I was getting to the bottom. I said, I got to get more essential oils, Lord Jesus. So that's the kind of stuff that's on there. A purse, I think, is on there. A couple pair of earrings, I think, is on there. So if you are wondering what you can get from me, you can do that. Or you can just send me some cash. That is always going to help because I would like to add some plants to my background here and balance out my set and all of that. So if you would like to donate to my plant fund, you can do that by going to Cash App $Kimberland Jackson or Venmo at Kimberland-Jackson, and or you can buy me a coffee. And I don't know what that link is right now, so I am going to put it here on the screen. All right. So yeah, those are ways that you can donate to the birthday fund. I do not know what I am going to do yet for my birthday. I do feel like I want to go to the park and I want to dance and I want to laugh. Yeah. So whatever that means, that's what I'll be doing, and that's how I'll be bringing in my 45th year of life. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. Of course, if you are in the archive, I'll put some updates in the inner circle, and you all will get the information in real time. One more thing, y'all, for real, before I get into the things. We have the new podcast from Auntie with Love, and y'all, we have a premiere date. We have a premiere date, y'all. So we are going to be premiering the new podcast from Auntie with Love on Sunday, March 8th. So from Auntie with Love will live in the Sunday time slot on the Minding My Black Ass Business Network, opposite of So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. So it'll be on the opposite week. So now Sundays, child, when y'all looking for something to see, we gonna be dropping something new down there. Okay. So I'm so excited. I will put the trailer in here just so you all can meet the aunties once again.
I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but we're excited.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to From Auntie with Love, a sisterverse of Black women reimagining life together.
They told me to put a pinch of brown sugar.
Who is they?
Brown sugar is
Who
even
is they?
She's like a cookout.
I'm trying to think back.
right?
You don't want to like go to a lounge? Four aunties in different seasons of life with stories to tell, thoughts to spill, wisdom to drop, and side eyes to give.
That's how we'll have a mindful moment, a mindful booty moment.
Okay.
I'll lead us through a mindful booty moment.
One of my newfound commandments is that I will hold space for change and forgiveness.
Do not show up to anywhere that I do not know that you are coming, especially my house.
You're going to find me with a drink high in the air in one hand and my body low.
Yeah. Let's get into the conversations that don't usually make it to the table, but they should. With love. Always. Yeah, so those are the aunties, and we have our first episode that will be dropping early to the Patreon. So the Patreon, you'll always get it earlier than the general public, so you'll be able to do that. And then we have different types of things that we're going to be planning, times for us to hang out with the aunties, do some live streaming, all the things, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be a good time. Yeah. Okay. And so From Auntie with Love has its own emojis. It's the envelope with the heart as well as the star that kind of goes like that. So again, each of these universes has their own emoji, their own language, their own people that are connected to the network. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be telling y'all, like, doing more on each of the people that are gonna have content here, so we can make sure that we're linking their pages, that we're going to their TikToks, that we're following their YouTube, subscribing, that we're watching their stuff. Y'all, we working together. We're working together over here. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So Frolicking in the feed, for real. So the Grammys happened the other day, and it was interesting. I don't watch award shows anymore. I also can't really, I don't know where they are. Like, I don't have US network TV, so streaming is my life and what that looks like and sounds like. But they happened the other day, and the Grammys is the award show for music. And so there were some notable speeches that happened where people really took the time to use their platform to publicly declare against ICE and against immigration, and speak up for Black people and love and unity and all of that. So I did want to note some people like Kehlani. She's the one who sings the folded song. That's what she won for. Come take up what they all pick up. Come pick up your clothes. I have them folded. Meet me at the door while it's still open. Yeah.
What I want to make sure that I say is that everybody is so powerful in this room and in this room later. And together we're stronger in numbers to speak against all the injustice going on in the world right now. Yeah. So instead of letting it be just a couple few here and there, I hope everybody's inspired to join together as a community of artists and speak out against what's going on. And I'm gonna leave this and say, F ICE.
Why was it important for you to wear this Ice Out pin today?
I really wanted to say fuck ICE, but I think they needed some couth on the carpet or something. I'm a little couthless, ruthless. But I think everybody, we're too powerful of a group to all be in the room at the same time and not make some kind of statement in our country. So yeah, it's brainless to me.
As an artist, do you feel a responsibility to platform your opinions and try to affect change?
Yeah, I think I have definitely had my fair share of sharing all my opinions. Hopefully I always have the gall to do so. And I think, again, bringing it back around to the importance of us all doing it together because there's strength in numbers. I think we have to hold each other down and lead the world together.
Do you think enough artists are speaking out right now?
I'm not really paying attention much, to be honest. I got very far away from social media, but my hope is that I see everybody with a pin tonight.
And for you, what would it mean to win your first Grammy tonight?
Honestly, I'd just be honored. It's for my daughter, it's for my mother, it's for my supporters who have always believed this for me and dreamed this up for me, and it would look really cute next to my pathos above my television. So.
One last question before you have to go. I'm asking everybody tonight, who's your pick for Album of the Year? Because it's a stacked category.
Ooh, Bad Bunny, yeah. I think we're often either what leads or aids revolution or provides a lens for people who will understand certain things better via art. So I think we have a big responsibility, absolutely. And also we're under a microscope and people all over the world can see even just when we open our mouths one time. So I think we have the opportunity to use it wisely. And there's so many of us that a group of us using it wisely is pretty unstoppable.
So she got up there and spoke. Billie Eilish also Bill, that was a tongue twister. I did not expect that. Billie Eilish also spoke up. And Billie Eilish is a known advocate for different types of movements.
Thank you so much. I can't believe this. Everyone else in this category are so amazing. I love you so much. I feel so honored every time I get to be in this room. And as grateful as I feel, I honestly don't feel like I need to say anything, but that no one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and fuck ICE is all I want to say. Sorry. Thank you so much. I can't believe this.
And I'm not really like deep into their universe, but I do know that I've heard Billie Eilish's name come up many times in talking about Palestine or talking about human rights or things of that nature. So they said something, and then Shabuzi had also said something. Now, Shabuzi is a Black country artist. Okay, he was actually on Cowboy Carter on a couple songs, I believe. The one when he says, "Some of those stones, some of that step, yeah, some of that step in the bread." I don't know the song. They've been in the bed, and some of the nobody said, and the sun in front of the dead. This ain't Calabasas. Something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's the one. Bucket, 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 bucket. Whoa, bucket, bucket, bucket. Like a mechanical bull. Bucket, bucket. That's the other thing I have to do is I have some dance challenges that I need to get out of my system. And that's one of them. I know it's long overdue. I know it was a long, long time, but I need to do that. And then I also need to do the what's the other one? Liberian Girl. This my thing though with Diana. And I don't remember the name. What's up, girls? The Dancing Dolls. Now I'm from New Orleans. Y'all, my ADHD is here, but Shabuzi, we'll be back. But let me tell y'all this. So the Dancing Dolls of Southern University are the only dancing dolls that I really be fooling with. Okay. And so when I see Diana and the way that her girls dance, I can't stand a wild flinging arm. I just take me out. I told y'all I used to coach the step team. Baby, they tell you one thing that'll get them having to run some laps, or if them hands and arms is flailing all over the place, can't take it. Fix it immediately. Okay, immediately. And it's a lot of that with the Liberian girl situation. It's a lot. And the other thing is because I'm from New Orleans, okay, and Southern University dancing dolls, I don't like, this is no offense. This is no offense. Okay, so do not come for me, please. Okay, this is my personal opinion. Okay. Let me get myself together before I say this. Let me listen. Because I am from New Orleans and because the Dancing Dolls are the standard of excellence in the HBCU dance team world, I do not like the style of Jackson State and the Alcorn Golden Girls. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. I don't. And that's my truth. And like y'all can like you can, matter of fact, let me just show because oh y'all know what we're gonna talk about next week? Mardi Gras. Cause Mardi Gras finna come up. Mardi Gras is on February 17th. So we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about, okay? So that y'all can like not kill me. Now, if you're not in HBCU culture, HBCU stands for Historically Black College or University, you might not know what I'm talking about, but just follow along, all right? So these are the Jackson State J sets, right? And now, what I do love though, let me put this on mute right quick. What I do love from Jackson State are their drum majors. Okay, their drum majors are my favorite drum majors, but I don't like the girls. So you see this? I don't like that. I do not like it. I love this song and I love what their drum majors do to this, but I don't like that little marching step. I don't like it at all. Okay, so that's the J sets. And now I'm going to show you Southern University Dancing Dolls. It does look weird to me. To me. Don't come for me. Okay, but it does look weird to me. So these are the Southern University Dancing Dolls. And watch how they walk. It just feels so smooth and flowy to me and much different than the other one. Okay. So why did I bring all of this up? Because I was talking about that Liberian girl dance move or what it's called, the dance challenge. And Diana and her girls, they really just they be doing too much with their arms and it be feeling very much like Jackson State type of vibe. And I do not like that. I do not like it at all. So I'm gonna do some dance challenges, but I'm gonna have to do it a different way because I don't want my arms flailing all about like that. So anyway, let me see what else. I was trying to get back to Shabuzi. So Shabuzi had basically said that immigrants built the country.
I said, Dear God, I just want to say thank you. Nothing is possible without you. Your love and will preserves me through it all. I want to also thank my mother, who as of today has retired from her job after 30 years. Working in the medical field as a registered nurse in the psych ward. She worked 3 to 4 jobs just to provide for me and my four siblings as an immigrant in this country. Thank you, Mom. And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. Actually, so this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much. Thank you.
And people felt some type of way about that because they said that he was ignoring the Black plight of enslaved Africans who came over to the country who were not immigrants, who were brought there against their will. Those are the people that built the United States of America. And that does not erase the contributions that immigrants made as they came to the country, because anybody who has come to the United States of America that was in a marginalized or disadvantaged position was a part of the system to build the country. Shabuzi has Nigerian heritage. And one of the things that I think we don't talk about enough is that the continent of Africa has been highly colonized and has been infiltrated with white supremacy culture. I don't think we talk about that enough. And the way that it is weaponized against African Americans is that in African schools, I was listening to somebody the other day and he was in Kenya. And he was talking about the curriculum that they have in Kenya. And he was like, the curriculum in the schools is British and it doesn't really talk about African Americans. Like it's propaganda, like for the British people, like the way that they kind of think of themselves as the saviors to the African people and all of that. So he was saying, just like I was talking about earlier, if we don't take the intention to tell our children about what's happening, then they grow up thinking something that is completely outside of what actually happened. So the situation with Shabuzi made me really think about some conversations that I've had with people who are either first generation, and usually first generation from the continent of Africa. And what they believe about us as African Americans is that we either are not smart and incapable, or that I've also heard that we just don't fight. And so one of the reasons when I was talking about Black History Month earlier, one of the reasons that I want to learn even more about the types of things that have happened is because I want to be able to dispel thoughts like that allow people of the diaspora to be disconnected from the oppression all of us have faced. Because the continent of Africa has been pillaged and destroyed by whiteness since they let the white folks in. Since then, since they showed up on the shores and came in, Africa has been the main place where there has been genocide and destruction of every type. But if we aren't telling those stories, then we don't have that information to pass down to others. So I feel like I want to make that like a part of my thing. But the other thing that I was curious about was what they talking about at the churches in regards to immigration and what's happening right now. There was this clip of this white pastor, and he was talking about, I can play it for y'all.
Renee Good, it's all Alex Preddy, no Keith Porter Jr., none of the others that have passed away that actually have brown and black bodies. All of a sudden, it is important. Just all I'm saying to you is noted, non-judgmental. But what am I supposed to do with that? Feel guilty? I'm just saying, observe it, notice it. That is how it works. That is how it works. Okay? Now, what's happening is we've come during a time of the camera. So these things are being exposed. And man, isn't it exhausting? Mm-hmm. Now I want to pause because my black and brown people are going, yeah, we've been at it for a while. And if you're already exhausted, young man, we might be in trouble. All right? Now just hang with me, okay? It's like drinking from a fire hydrant, isn't it? Yeah. Journalist arrested. Protesters murdered. Ballots seized right down the street. Child sex trafficking exposed. Communities being terrorized. Children detained. Oligarchs censoring. I got censored for the first time, your pastor, on TikTok. Censored by an oligarch. Because apparently I'm a threat. Democracy eroding. Every week there's something new, isn't there? Another crisis stacked on top of the last. Another norm shattered before I even have a chance to mourn the last one. And then I sit here right here this morning wondering right now when I finish this sermon and I go to lunch and I pop up my phone, what shock is coming next? Because what I've learned about white supremacy is it will do everything it can for you not to talk about the white supremacy.
That's right.
But what's more exhausting than all of these endless scandals is what never actually follows the scandals. No justice, no arrest, no consequences, no accountability. Instead, the opposite seems to be happening. Truth tellers are being punished. Power is being protected. Cruelty is being excused. The vulnerable are paying the price. I'm going to be honest with you. Some days this doesn't just feel like tyranny. It feels like inevitability. And I start to question, can this even be stopped? Because what we are dealing with now, what we are dealing with is no longer a right and left. Never really has been. That was the game the oligarchs played.
That's right.
And all of a sudden, we have files coming out.
I'm curious again about the things that are being said down there to the churches, because I feel like at what point do we start talking out? Like, at what line has to be crossed? And how much more do we need to find out before we start understanding our assignments? And we all have different assignments, okay? I continue to tell that. We all have different assignments that look very different depending on the context of who we are, the people that we have access to, the life experiences that we have had, but we all have a responsibility to be using that platform, because things are very far reaching, right? And so he started out talking, that pastor, and this pastor is at, what's the name of the church? Vinings Lake Church. I'm not sure where. Church leader Cody DC is the lead pastor of Vinings Lake Church. And he was talking to his group of attendees, which were a whole bunch of white people. And he was talking about Keith Porter Jr. and the double standard in America. So, but that's a white man who's using his platform to talk to the white people that are in his circle, right? So, like, I feel like we need more of that. And if we have more of that, then it will be very easy to see the people that stand out that are not aligned with the movement of humanity, right? Somebody else that won during the Grammys and is also getting a platform coming up this weekend is Bad Bunny. Now, I have been very vocal. I love Bad Bunny as far as a music artist and more so as an activist. So his latest, what's it called? His latest album is called Debí tirar más fotos. And basically it says, I should have taken more pictures. And the album is really about the plight of Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rican people, the colonization by the United States, the genocide of the indigenous Taino people that lived in Puerto Rico, the way that they have been able to hold on to their culture. He also has a song, Le Paso, what's it called? Hawaii. I don't remember the full name of it, but it's a song about Hawaii and the same thing that happened in Hawaii. They don't want to happen in Puerto Rico because the U.S. colonized Hawaii. If you look it up, Hawaii didn't become a state until what, 1959 is when Hawaii became a state. And that was not because they wanted to become a state. It was because the U.S. had colonized them and destroyed their farmland, that they could no longer take care of themselves. So and they also kidnapped and maybe got rid of the queen that they had in Hawaii, the indigenous people there. And when the U.S. overthrew their sovereign government, Hawaii had no choice but to become a U.S. state. And that is how it became the 50th state. And that also was done in almost every other place, Alaska as well. The indigenous people there, the conditions were made so unlivable that they also had no choice but to become a state. So Bad Bunny talks about that as well. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to how he is going to use this platform. Also, keeping in mind that he's only able to say and do so much. So I'm curious of what that's going to look like within the lines that have to be drawn and the lines that have to be painted for him. I don't know because I remember, for instance, which I don't fool with him no more. Snoop Dogg, I'm done. Okay, done, done. But he has said when Dre had the Super Bowl halftime and Snoop wanted to wear something or come out doing something or he wanted to say something, and Dre was like, "You can't do that." Like he had restrictions on how he could show up. So I'm certain that they're going to give Bad Bunny restrictions. I'm curious in what he's going to do because I really do feel like Bad Bunny is a revolutionary and he is very much anti colonization and anti-terrorism that the US has had in place. And so I'm really, really curious, right? But in the theme of that, y'all, I not only have to learn those other TikTok dance challenges, I have to get my salsa moves up. Okay. And I only have, today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I only have 4 days before I got to be ready, baby. Oh my God. I can't wait. So I am ready to have the dance floor cutting up for Sunday for the halftime show. I don't care about that game and I'm not going to be watching that game, but I am going to watch the halftime show. And I may actually wait till it gets on YouTube, honestly, afterwards. But I'm going to watch Bad Bunny's performance. I'm really, really looking forward to it because I really do feel like he deserves the recognition that he is getting. He made history by being the first Spanish album to win Album of the Year because Te Vi Te Ma Foto is all in Espanol. And that's the first time that that has ever happened. And he is not somebody who comes from a lot of means. He lived just 10 years ago. He was a bagger at a grocery store. So I feel like he does a really good job of remaining humble and connected and honoring the people of Puerto Rico.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out. We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans and we are Americans. Also, I want to say to the people, I know it's tough to know, not to hate on these days. And I was thinking, sometime we get contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English. The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. So, please, we need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love. We don't hate them. We love our people, we love our family, and that's the way to do it, with love. Don't forget that, please. Thank you. Thank you, God.
And I just have a lot of respect for him as an artist and an activist. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. And I have some salsa videos on deck because I gotta work on. They call it a shine, is when like you separate from your partner, you're just doing your thing. So I got to learn me some, okay? Because I'm finna be in here turned up. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So yeah, that is what I saw while I was frolicking in the feed. And yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, so having said that, let me get ready to get up out of here and let me grab my quote for today. And this quote comes from one of my favorite creators, Kevin Fredericks, also known as Kev on Stage. And what he said is, I'm a big fan of myself. And I echo that so deeply. I'm really a big fan of myself, and I feel like we all should be. We all should be a really big fan of ourselves because if we take the time to think about how we have been created and crafted and the way that we have still been able to show up for ourselves in this life and the ways that our hearts extend towards other people, you really should be a big fan of yourself. And so I'm looking forward to over this week as I'm preparing for my birthday of having a good time with myself and allowing my smart, witty, funny, silly, loving to laugh, deep and intuitive, sexy, cute as a button, intelligent, great friend. Like, I'm really looking forward to honoring all of those parts of myself and being my biggest fan. And so I invite you to also think about what that looks like for you to show up as your biggest fan. Okay? So please govern yourselves accordingly to all of the announcements that I have shared, all of the things. This episode was a lot. I'm gonna see how much chop and screw is. But next week, y'all, we're gonna talk about Mardi Gras, and it's gonna be my birthday episode. Okay, so can't wait. Go ahead and mark your calendars now, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Okay, all right, bye. Thank you for listening to The Frolicking Truth, where joy meets justice and our nervous systems get free. Please be sure to like, rate, and comment. Subscribe to the YouTube page, Minding My Black Ass Business, and follow me on all social platforms. Until next time.